It's all a part of this Epstein file. Uncle Luke had Jay-Z on the couch and he had the girls off there freaking off while he was watching and everything. Jay couldn't take his eye off the girls now.
What do you think about that?
Epstein was a CIA Mossad asset that was recruited and was doing a blackmail operation.
Do you think if she could have the choice between getting the, what did she get, $50 billion or not getting the syphilis?
We have some shocking news to share, folks. The latest release of the Epstein files has stunned many people, as Jay-Z is one of the major names mentioned. For a long time, there have been rumors about Jay-Z and his involvement with minors. Now, with these disturbing new revelations, it appears that the FBI may finally be investigating him.
Posted the article on his page and wrote the caption, "I know I'm late on this, but this is kinda crazy. What do you do to get thrown into that mix?" And he posted a picture of Jay-Z and wrote the caption, "Damn, they got my man Jay in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this."
Latest tranche of Epstein files from the Department of Justice contains around 3 million documents, thousands of still photographs and hundreds of hours of video recording.
After federal investigators reviewed older reports linked to the Epstein case, some anonymous tips resurfaced. These reports were sent to a federal hotline following Epstein's arrest. In one report, a caller made claims involving Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein that dated back to the 1990s. While nothing has been proven, the report suggests there may have been some connection, especially since some victims have said that well-known celebrities were present on Epstein's island.
With regard to Epstein and some of the celebrity or well-known powerful people who are involved here.
Of course there is.
Absolutely. I'm probably more afraid of the people we don't know about.
Yeah.
The people you don't know about, the people who know that they may be on any kind of list that is.
People who are purposely trying to get that list to stay away or not be on that list. That's who scares me.
In the past, powerful celebrities were often accused of silencing victims through money or threats, allowing their alleged actions to remain hidden. However, with the latest release of the Epstein files, figures like Jay-Z are now facing increased public scrutiny and can no longer avoid attention.
I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now.
Jaguar Wright has been speaking out more than ever about these claims. She says that Jay-Z avoided public scrutiny for years, even though, according to her, many people behind the scenes were aware of troubling allegations. One claim she has repeated is that Jay-Z helped bring Rihanna into the country when she was still a minor. Wright also points to past statements from Rihanna, in which Rihanna said she was pressured into signing a contract. These claims have not been proven and remain allegations.
So nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
And you had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Quando Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time.
Yeah. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, "We don't sing songs here, we sing artists." And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, "I'm very interested." And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, this lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Jaguar claims she was around at the time Rihanna was signed and says many people talked about how young she was. She alleges that Rihanna spent long periods of time around powerful adults without her family present. Over time, Rihanna's team changed, and Wright claims that Rihanna was kept under close control as her career continued to grow.
And she was a kid at that time, correct?
A 15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed. Everyone was talking about it. And the 6 hours that she spent with him, and the 4 hours that she spent alone with him, with no parental supervision. Her father didn't show up to the next day to come and collect the check.
Well, and there's
This is her life.
The rumors were even beyond that, right? That Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce with her when she was
Very much
17
so.
is what a lot of this came out through a publicist who later then
Have
had
you
to
spoken
apologize.
to my friend Jonathan? Hey, you should talk to Jonathan.
Please.
Because Jonathan was there. He was right there working with Rihanna. And it was right when they started crafting her to be seen as a brand and commodity only and not a person. And when I talk to Jonathan now, just to hear him when he thinks of his teenage daughters, he was like, Rihanna was the same age my girls are now. I couldn't imagine putting my daughters through what we put her through. And then the next thing you know, she was removed from that first team from Palm the Replay and replaced with all new handlers and kept sheltered in Los Angeles, where she was going out to parties and partying at 15, 16, 17 years old, hanging out at the Rainbow Room, hanging out. Yeah, like they it was one of my friends who found out she was 17 when everyone thought she was 21. And he was like, yo, why do y'all got me carrying this girl around and she's oh, it's cool, it's cool.
She also spoke about another teenager connected to Jay-Z, someone who is talked about less often but who, she says, deserves just as much attention. Foxy Brown.
At 15, 16, 17 years old. She was running all around Philadelphia because Jay-Z promised her that they could be, normal when she wasn't with Corrupt. Corrupt was her fake boyfriend, which is why when they tried to use her to say that she was actually in the car and there with Keepy D and all of that, I'm like, that girl wasn't even there. These women are pawns. Inga Marchand at 14 years old, 14 and a half, going on 15 years old, singing highly explicit and sexually charged, lyrics all written by Sean Carter. What kind of 27-year-old grown man turns a 14, 15-year-old girl virtually into a prostitute and gave her the nickname the Il Nana? No kidding.
She goes on to describe Jay-Z as someone who carefully controls his public image. According to her, many people see him as flawless, but she believes that behind the scenes, everything is carefully managed. In her words, power and control matter more to him than talent. She says this is where she believes his alleged connection to Epstein comes in. Epstein, the disgraced financier, was accused of using his crimes to gather blackmail on powerful celebrities and politicians and of silencing anyone who spoke out against him. Wright claims that Jay-Z operates in a similar way.
My son died because he was my son.
He died because of
He
your
was
liquor.
targeted because he's my son.
He
was working on his EP. I bought Philadelphia for him so he didn't have to sign to a company because I knew what it was going to do. He interned at Rock Nation. And they approached him to sacrifice me. I saw his death when he was 19. I moved us here to stop it, to prevent it, to avoid it. They take them anyway, to show you what the harm is. Giovanni, his death is why I do what I do.
The issue is that Jay-Z has already faced lawsuits from women who have accused him of taking advantage of them, including claims that some of this happened when they were underage. When these accusations are considered alongside other allegations, some people believe it becomes harder to dismiss the idea that he may have had ties to Epstein. Gene Deal has also recently spoken out, saying that he believes the allegations against Jay-Z are real.
I told y'all a lot of stories. I told y'all about Jay-Z, how he was, and it ain't no alleged. It ain't no alleged. These little girls was from our block. These little girls was from our block. Miss Pleasant ran with them. They all ran together and came to parties and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let Miss Pleasant, I'm gonna try to talk her into telling that story So y'all bear with me when she come back. She gonna see this, but I'm letting y'all know. And don't none of you moderators sit up there and text her and try to forewarn her. I'm gonna try to tell her and talk about the situation because it's all a part of this Epstein file. You know, look at that situation where Uncle Luke had Jay-Z on the couch and he had the girls off there freaking off while he was watching and everything. Jay couldn't take his eye off the girls now.
Gene Deal believes the Epstein files could create serious problems for powerful figures in the music industry, including Jay-Z and others. He says that many stories people once dismissed are now starting to match the information being released.
I know at that time,
right,
when he was messing with old girl,
right,
he had to be
no name.
30 years old.
Oh no, well he was in his late 20s, almost 30. You
no,
think
he was 30. That nigga was 30. I know that nigga was 30 years old or better. Because I didn't know he was that old.
He used to pull up on the block and pick us up. Like, this is the thing. Like, they were messing with each other. Like, they were locked in for 2 whole years. And...
Well, Jay was locked in with a lot of people because I ain't gonna say that he was trying to get with Sugar.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I could see that. Pretty girl. Yeah.
He was trying to get with Sugar.
I could see that.
And back in the day, I ain't gonna speak on it, but...
But what?
But nothing. Because you ain't gonna speak on your friend, don't speak on my shit.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna tell it.
Because you know I know, that you know that I know, that I know that you know, that I know what you
don't play yourself, all right? All right. So now, what I'm trying to get y'all to see and what I'm trying to get y'all to say, I didn't lie when I told y'all this was messing with young girls.
Yeah, he was.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I did not lie.
I know this for a fact.
This wasn't no capping the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You understand? So now, when these files come out and they start speaking about these cats and they sexapades and dealing with these young girls.
Right.
The Epstein files are shaking the foundations of the music industry, and the revelations about powerful figures like Jay-Z are just the beginning. With more information still coming to light, the story is far from over. Stay informed and watch closely as the truth unfolds. Don't miss a single update. Subscribe now and be the first to know what happens next. The world is watching, and so should you.